Hello and welcome to Philip's Thoughts. It's time for Philip's Thoughts Week in Review. It is November 7th, 2020. And for this week, of course, we had the election. Most websites are now declaring that Biden has won. Of course, Trump has still got his lawyers out there doing whatever, and I think, we're probably going to have to wait until the lawyers and all that have, settled their cases one way or the other. But, hey, let's just move on. Hopefully we can get past this and, come together as a nation and just move forward. So, that's all I want to say about the election for now. We'll wait till the dust settles and all that kind of good stuff, but hopefully that's over. Okay, next up. In Denmark, they are having to kill 17 million mink. I had no idea there were that many mink out there. I didn't realize that the fur industry was still going so strong. Amazes me, quite frankly. I thought that kind of went out of fashion, back in, pardon the pun, back in the 80s or so. It seemed like there was a lot of anti-fur stuff going on then, and you really just don't hear about it nowadays. You don't see, women, getting their mink fur or mink stole or whatever, or maybe I'm just not living in that neighborhood, I guess. But apparently they're having to put down 17 million of these guys because they've contracted a variant of the coronavirus, which is mutated now, to where the mink can pass it over to the humans. I don't know if we can pass it to them or how they got it initially, but it seems to be a pretty big deal there. They've got like 200 confirmed human cases that came from the mink. I don't know how you confirm that exactly, but I guess down to whatever, the mutation of the virus is that they've tested them for. So anyways, that's kind of a crazy development in the whole COVID thing there, and, just sad that they've got to kill all those mink, but let's be honest, they're going to get killed anyways just for their fur, which seems rather ridiculous to me. But hey, let's move on. This weekend we're going to do a little sports section here. The Steelers have to go against the Cowboys. Okay, Steelers are 7-0. They can go 8-0, but Steelers have a bad habit. They get up for the big games. In the playoffs, they're usually really good. When they're playing, really good teams, they're really good. Okay, let's face it, Cowboys aren't that good this year. And the Pittsburgh Steelers, I don't want to say they're notorious for doing this, but, they tend to play down. It's kind of like, oh, these guys are easy. We can go in there and beat them, no problem. And then they get their butts handed to them because, they weren't prepared. So, hoping that the Steelers are prepared this weekend. We'll see what happens. Let's see. On a sad note, Geoffrey Palmer died. Geoffrey Palmer was a British actor. He was in quite a few shows that, probably a lot of people have seen. He was in a James Bond movie once. He played, I want to say like an admiral or something there, something with the Navy, And actually he did a lot of different things that, over the years, even when he was doing some British comedy work or whatever, he was like army or something along those lines. It was had kind of like that in the background of his characters. But he was on the Rise and Fall of Reginald Perrin, which was a show from back in the 70s. He was in As Time Goes By, and that one, was in the 90s, I believe. And that was with Judi Dench, which actually Judi Dench and Geoffrey Palmer were both in the same James Bond movie. I think that was the first James Bond movie that Judi Dench took over in that one as well. But, he was in Doctor Who as well, and just countless other things. But he was a really hilarious actor. loved him a lot and a lot of his things. So sad to see him go. I mean, of course, we all know heard that, you know, Sean Connery passed away, but I just wanted to get Geoffrey Palmer his props out there as well. Okay, for the Bonehead of the Week segment, you know, there's quite a few out there this week, the Bonehead comments of the week, and it's hard to pick one to, you know, settle on, but I just want to say, you know, there's a lot of comments out there towards, you know, folks that voted for Trump and that, you know, calling, you know, Trump voters racist and, you know, every other term under the sun, you know, and how, you know, of course, despicable, you know, Trump voters are and all this. And that is not helpful in any stretch of the imagination. And that's, you know, why I don't like, you know, those derogatory comments and so forth, you know, on this channel, you know, either way, you know, towards Democrats or Republicans and that, because it does not help the discussion. It doesn't help, you know, unity of the country. You know, when John Leguizamo, you know, he's out there, you know, like, oh, you know, Florida, you're dead to me because you voted for Trump. It's like, what? Seriously? Dude, get a grip. So, yeah, I guess my Bonehead of the Week goes out to all those folks that feel that they have to, you know, insult, you know, the voters on the other side. So, like I said, that's, you know, the election's over. Let's move on, folks. And I guess my last comment is I'm hoping, now that the election is over pretty much, I'm sure there's going to be more lawyer wrangling for a while, but I'm hoping the news cycle kind of picks up again and grabs some other news. I was out there looking for happy news to talk about, and it was really hard to find. There's not a whole lot of happy news out there. There was a 2-year-old girl that was rescued from some rubble out in Turkey this past week, and, you know, that's great news. Unfortunately, her mother didn't make it, but, you know, they did get her out, and that was like after like 91 hours, you know, she had been trapped. So kudos to those folks out there, you know, digging through the rubble and so forth to finding her. And on that note, I think I'll sign off this week, and let's hope for better news next week. Hello, and welcome to the end of the video. If you liked this video and you'd like to see more, please click subscribe down below or follow, depending on which platform you happen to be catching this video on. And come on back for some more and check out some of my previous videos. And until next time, keep thinking and enjoy.